Hello people and happy Sunday. It's Gino here again from Real Everyday English. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're an existing subscriber, then welcome back. I have a good topic today to teach you guys some more English vocabulary using real-time examples, and today's topic is going to be sounds, different kinds of sounds, how we describe them, because quite often this happens to me. I'll be having a language exchange with one of my language partners, or I'll be talking to somebody actually in the street in the foreign language that I'm learning, and I can hear a sound in the background, some kind of sound, and I'll say, "What's that sound?" And then they reply with, "What sound?" So at that point, I don't know how to describe the different sounds, and this is something that I'm actually going to bring up with my language partners this week, because it's an area that I feel I need to improve on, and I think it's very useful. So without any further ado, let's get into it. I've got about 15 different examples, and I have some methods to show you the different sounds. So without any further ado, let's go and let's see how we get on. Okay, so this week's first example is going to be a sizzling noise. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to use some water and a pan that's on the hob and it's hot. So this is a sizzling noise. And you can see I've got some water and also a pan that is on the hob and is hot. And if I take the water and put it into the pan, that is a sizzling noise. That's a sizzling noise. Okay, example number 2 this week is a clicking sound. So here I have a pen and there's a button on the end that makes the pen come out. But if I press it, it will make a clicking noise or a clicking sound. So I'm going to hold it near my microphone so then you can hear it. So this is a clicking sound. Click. Clicking sound. Example number 3 this week is going to be a buzzing sound. A buzzing sound. And to give you a demonstration of this, I'm going to use the clippers that I use to cut my hair. So I use these to cut my hair. But if I switch this on, you'll hear a buzzing sound. Can you hear that? That's a buzzing sound. Another thing that would make a buzzing sound is a bumblebee when it's flying through the air. Bzzz. So that's a buzzing sound. Example number 4 this week is going to be a beeping sound, or a bleep, or a bleeping sound. And I'm going to use my cooker to give you an example of this. So if I switch the cooker on, you will hear a bleeping sound. Bleep. And again. So that's a bleeping sound or a beeping sound. Very similar, but we use both words in English to describe this kind of noise. Number 5 this week is going to be a scraping sound, and we use this word quite a lot in English. So I'm going to give you a demonstration using a fork and the table. So if I take the fork, that will make a scraping sound. A scraping sound is made by one thing scratching against another, and we describe that as a scraping sound. Okay, so moving on to example number 6, which is going to be a rumbling sound. That's a rumbling sound. And to give you an example of this, I'm going to use my hair clippers again. So if I switch them on, they make a buzzing sound. But if I put it on the worktop, then you will see that it makes a rumbling sound if I leave it on the worktop. So here we go. This is a rumbling sound. To give you another example of a way we would use a rumbling sound, we use rumble to describe thunder in the sky. And that is a rumbling sound. On to number 7, which is going to be a banging sound. Now, a banging sound is used to describe basically one thing hitting against another, and it causes a banging noise. So to give you an example, I could bang the cupboard door. So that is a banging noise. And like I said, we can use this to describe one thing hitting against another, and that is a banging noise. Number 8 this week is going to be a popping sound. And we use the word popping sound to describe, for example, when someone opens a champagne bottle and the cork pops out. It's the sound that is made by that. But the only example I can actually make here is with my finger and my mouth. So this is a popping sound. I hope that helps. Okay, people, on we go to number 9. And number 9 is a thudding sound. Now, a thud has a lot of crossover with a bang. So it's a similar kind of sound. But the only difference I can think of is that a thud sound is a much more, it's like a lower sound. It's a lot more deep. A banging sound is quite sharp, whereas a thudding sound is a lot deeper and a lot lower in tone. So to give you an example, I'm going to try and thud with my fist against the worktop. So this is a thudding sound. It's similar to banging, but we use it in slightly different ways. I hope it helps. Numero 10 on this wonderful Sunday is a tapping sound. Now, a tapping sound is a very light, it's a very light knocking sound, but it's a tapping sound. So this is a tap. The pen is tapping against the table. It's very light. We use it to describe tapping on a window to get someone's attention. So that's a tapping sound. Moving on, number 11 for this week. I think this is the most examples I've ever given on one of my videos. But number 11 is going to be a hissing sound. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to use this can of deodorant. And when I press the button, you'll hear a hissing noise. So a hissing noise is like tss, tss, hissing. Number 12 this week is a rattling noise, or a rattle. So this is, I'm going to use a jar of coffee to describe this for you, but this is a rattling sound. And you've seen babies when they have these toys and when they use it, it makes a sound. Well, that is actually called a rattle. So this is a rattling noise. Next one is number 13, which is unlucky for some, but number 13 is going to be a knocking noise. Now, again, there's quite a lot of crossover between banging and knocking, but we use the word knocking to describe, for example, when you're knocking on someone's door. So this is a knocking sound. So this is me knocking on my front door. And that is a knocking sound. We are almost there for this week, guys. This is number 14, and number 14 is a screeching sound. Now, we use the word screech to describe, for example, when someone drives off in a car very fast, they pull off and the tyres screech against the tarmac. We use that as screech. But to give you an example, I'm going to use my trusty fork again with a plate. And I'm sorry because this goes through me. I can't stand this noise, but I'm going to use it to give you an example. So this is a screeching sound. I hate that noise. That's a screeching sound. So last but not least, I'm going to give you an example of a ticking sound. And a ticking sound is the noise made by a clock. But to give you a real-time example, I'm going to use my vegetable steamer. So if I turn this dial at the bottom, it will make a ticking noise. It's only quiet, but if I hold my microphone really close, I'm hoping that you will be able to hear it. And that is a ticking noise, guys. Okay, people, that is it for this week's video. As always, if you like it, then give it a thumbs up. If you don't, then give it a thumbs down. If you have any ideas for future videos, future topics, then let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate it. If you're new here, consider subscribing because I create this kind of content on a weekly basis, and I try to concentrate on things that will actually help you communicate with other people. That is my mission. That's what I want to do. I want to help people to try and communicate because I'm a language learner myself. I've been learning Spanish for 3.5 years. And although I can communicate in Spanish, I'm always learning. So, and to help people just gives me an amazing sense of satisfaction, really. So, have a good Sunday, guys, and I'll see you people in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.